Hello. Everybody's coming in. There was one person, a couple of people that dropped off because I had them waiting in the waiting room. So hopefully they'll join us back. People tend to trickle in. But we are here. We are live with Shannon Cairns. We're so excited.
Hi.
We're doing this more for me to learn. I'm just kidding. I think that this is so exciting, and we are so lucky to have you as a part of our team because been so successful at the digital product sales space, but
Thank you.
also you're so knowledgeable and you really do all of the things, which is what's most exciting for me to learn how you're doing all of the things when it comes to like your Pinterest, your YouTube, like all of the things that we should be doing. I'm very excited to be learning that from you. And you're also a mom. And so it's cool to see how you balance that, and you're a content creator. So you really are doing everything. And so I know all of the moms are very excited. We've been talking about you teaching us. You have your new course coming.
Yeah.
And so we are just very excited to have you. For those that don't know, and I know all of you know, but I'm just going to say it to begin with. This is Shannon Cairns. You can follow her at Making Frugal Fun. She has a course coming on Abundant Academy. She's teaching digital product sales. She has made over $2 million in the digital product space, and she's gone viral many times. And if you guys need any kind of food planning, you've met your girl. So I'm going to let you take it away and just tell us your story, and I'm going to quiet.
Okay. Well, one, I'm like super nervous. I love to talk about this stuff, but I've never like seen myself as a coach or anything, but like I can literally talk anyone's ear off. Just yesterday at soccer practice, I was like all excited, like telling this mom about like my whole business thing. And she's like, wait, what? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like digital products. And she's like, I gotta hear more about this. I'm like, I know. So I can definitely talk about it forever and answer any questions. But yeah, so I was a doctor. I'll just kind of like try to be brief. I talk a lot, but um, I was a
Not as much as
doctor
me.
and I love school, love learning. Grew up like single mom household, and so like saw her struggle with money. Was like, I'm gonna go be a doctor, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna make all this money and all this stuff. And so me and my husband, we started our practice. I met him in podiatry school. Started our practice out of residency. No, we had no idea. Never done like a budget or ran a business. So we were struggling, had mountains of debt. By the time we started our practice, it was probably closer to like $1 million in debt. It was like so much at one point. Um, and we were just like drowning. So I very quickly realized after we started having kids, I wanted to be home with them. But I was like, just like, there's no way. Like, I'm just going to ditch him and be like, okay, go work and pay off all my student loans and all of this stuff. And so I just felt like so much shame, like, oh my gosh, like I want to be home, but like I can't. And then I felt like sad, and it was just like horrible. But so
I
I
get that.
yeah, I knew people were making money blogging. Just like that was how I originally started. It was just like a WordPress blog. And I didn't really know how, so I just kind of started, like jumped in, which that is like a huge tip on any of this stuff is like you cannot learn any better than just starting. So it's like, okay, we're just gonna start a blog and see what happens. And so that's how I like learned, all the basics, just kind of doing and failing and all that stuff. And then it was just kind of like a journal blog at first. I didn't really know like uh, how to monetize it or anything, or that you needed like a niche or anything like that. Um, and so then I was like, I'm going to share us paying off our debt or like trying to learn to budget, like the process and the journey. I knew finance blogs like were a popular niche, and I was like, people make money doing a finance blog. I'll try it out. So yeah, I just started sharing our story, and then Like you said, I really enjoyed just jumping into everything. I was like, oh, Pinterest. Okay, I need that. YouTube, let's do this. So, like I would just jump into every social media. TikTok showed up and I was like, oh, I'm going to be one of the first people to jump on TikTok. I'm going to be the old lady on TikTok.
Oh
I was
my
like, I'm
gosh,
getting
that's
on there.
awesome. I love that so
So,
much.
not that I was like one of the first people, but I started TikTok like at the end of 2019. So it was still like it was before it blew up in the pandemic. So I think I had like some early success with that. But um same thing, started just sharing debt-free journey, like following trends. And then when did I start with digital products? It was like 2019, and I just made like a little PDF of a budget planner. I had like a free one, and then I had like an upgrade that you could get once you opted into my email list, of like a debt payoff planner. So I made that and I did okay. That was how I had like my first $1,000 month, was with that little tripwire situation. So people opt in, they get the freebie. And then I had a thing, I think it was like $9. I was like, you can get this in the next 20 minutes for $9. So I
Yeah.
was really excited. I was like, okay, I can do this. I can make this like a business now. I know I can do it. So then, as I started to build an audience, people would just ask me, like, well, what is your meal plan? Like, you're spending $70 a week on groceries. Like, what are you feeding
What?
your family? This was like 5 years ago. It's very
Thank you.
hard to
That
get
was
under
before eggs.
$100 now. Yeah, before the price of eggs. So, I was like, oh, well, I mean, I plan it out exactly every month. So I can literally just show you exactly what we eat. And so I'm like, well, what if I sold this? And so I like made it into a printable and I sold it for I think $12. Right now it's on sale for 20, but when I first launched it I sold it for $12 and I made a video, and like the first day I launched it it was just like a flip through like here's the planner, um and I made like $7,000 that day. I think it was like around something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, what if I put this as a Facebook ad, like this exact video as a Facebook ad? And that month, it was like February of 2021 or March or something. I made like $170,000 that month.
So that's
It's from
amazing. And I want
a $12 printable product.
That's
Um,
amazing. So I just really quick want to pause
yeah,
and say, moms, take heed because this is what we talked about last week. Shannon literally just nailed it on the head and said, oh, I was trying to make something for somebody that I thought they would buy. Then they asked for something that I actually use. Then I sold what I actually use every day. And all you did was you just made a video about it, flipping through, you downloaded it, printed it, and made a video. And you put it on
hmm
and you just explain the product. And that's exactly what you use every day, right? Okay.
yeah.
I just
And
wanted to clarify. That's amazing.
I still run that exact same Facebook ad, and that was 2021, so it's been like almost 4 years. And it doesn't perform nearly that well anymore. There's like ad fatigue, creative fatigue, like you need to be testing new ones and things, which I do that too. But that is like my core like base. Like once you find something that works, like um keep doing it,
Yeah.
like just keep it going. Um and so yeah, so I did that and then it just kind of exploded and then it was just all about like um kind of creating new products after that to add on. And um I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but yeah.
I'm sorry. I
What do
was
you
so
it's
excited.
okay.
So, okay, so you made $170,000
Yeah,
that
oh
way.
yeah. Yes.
And
And
then,
so
and
I was like, oh my God. And obviously we were trying to pay off our student loans. So that was like a huge blessing. I was like,
mhm,
holy crap. Like,
yeah,
and it wasn't all profit, but probably like half of it was because at the time Facebook ads were like going crazy and I was getting like a 2x return. So I like paid a huge chunk and I was like sharing it with my audience, like, oh my gosh, we paid off this much debt because of making frugal fun and all that stuff. And yeah, after that, um, I also have like an email list, like it exploded my email list. So that grew to like over 100,000 people and it grew my social media following. And when you're running Facebook ads too, it also grows your social media following on Facebook and Instagram too, which is really cool. And also Facebook ads sound really complicated and they look really complicated with like all the analytics and stuff, but it's pretty easy to set up because it's so good. Like the analytics and all of their algorithm is so specific and targeted.
Okay, so we have a question from Tony really quick. How big was your following when you launched, when you did your 170,000 month? How big was your following?
Oh, yeah. By then I probably had like maybe 20,000 people on my email list because I've been doing this for like 4 years or something like that. Um, and then my Instagram following, maybe like it was under 10,000. It was definitely under 10,000. And then TikTok, I think I had like around 10,000. It was really easy to grow on TikTok at that time. It's a little bit harder now, but that when that took off, like I had that viral video on TikTok, like my first viral video, and I went to like 70,000 followers that day. And now I'm like at almost 300,000 on
Mhm.
TikTok. And then like my Instagram following like blew up to like 50,000 and I was like, what is this? And like my email list grew to like, 50, 60, 70,000 people. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Oh, and one thing I wanted to say about that is um, like I had everything in place. And so it was almost like divine, like my business was ready and then like all of this came because I was thinking like if I had grew this huge following and had a viral video and all that stuff like but I didn't have anything to offer them at the time like it wouldn't have been the right time to go viral. I don't know. So I always think like if I had given up, you know, the first year, the second year, even the third year, and then, I mean, this was like, I started my blog in 2017, and I remember just being like, oh, this is so slow. This is so, like, I'm not making any money. Maybe I should quit. And I almost quit like so many times. Um, but then in 2021, I had a multiple six-figure month. And I just think like if I had given up like all those times before, um, like it would have never happened. So, like getting all the basics, all the learning, it's like all part of the process. And like when you're ready, like when it's your time, like it will all happen. I just feel like it's like a mindset thing. Like, if you really know that you have a good offer, a good story, or something to say, like you just have to keep showing up and it will happen eventually.
I love that. So if you were a mom starting today, a lot of our moms are starting to get hyper specific with their content. We're working on freebies so they can start garnering an email list. What would be your top 3 things that they should be doing every day? Because I know you were talking about blogs and I'm not as familiar. I need to get better at it. But what would be the top 3 things that they should focus on every day to start building a digital product business?
Yeah, I would definitely start doing Instagram Reels and TikToks. TikTok like kind of scares me right now because they're like, it's getting shut down, it's not getting shut down. I'm like, I don't know. But Instagram Reels are working just as good as TikTok was before.
Okay.
Um, so I think like people want to see you, they want to see your face, and I know that's scary for some people. But I would just take like 20 minutes a day and like because you don't want to get stuck scrolling, like you want to be creating. But if you kind of scroll through, you'll see like what are the trends that people are doing pretty quickly because you'll see the same thing like over and over again. Um, get those trends and think like, how can I make this about whatever my niche is or whatever I'm about? So I would always be like, oh, how can I make this a funny, relatable thing about um, being in debt, like how it's so relatable and it's a struggle being in debt. And that's what I would just make those trending videos at first, all the time, trending videos. And then once I like started growing, then I would put my original content in there more often. But the
Mhm.
trends do really help you grow at first and help people see kind of what you're about. So yeah, posting videos. Um, Trying to think like what else to
So
do every
you can
day.
take Chat GPT if you see a trending video that you guys like and you're trying to get it
Oh,
to go to your hyper specific niche, you can tell Chat GPT, hey, I'm doing this to this trending audio. How can I relate it back to my hyper specific content of whatever your digital product that you're trying to build or your target demographic to garner more following? So you can do those two things and ChatGPT can help you, and you'll get the hang of it. Like Shannon, I'm sure you weren't perfect at it when you first started. I'm still
oh
not,
no.
but you learn as you go. Can you talk a little bit about blogging and what do you do to blog? And I know that there's like Pinterest boards and YouTubes and all kinds of things that, but it can be overwhelming right now. If all you can do is create hyper specific content on social media, follow some trends and garner some following, that's probably number one, right? And then
Yeah, it's a lot easier, not necessarily easier, but it's faster to create video content, I feel like, because you just like talk and it's there. Like even Instagram stories are so easy to do because they can be really raw and relatable and just like jump in there. Blogs do take longer, but if people are interested in blogging, RankIQ is my favorite tool to use for that. It was created by, I forget his name, Brandon something. Um, he's
okay.
like an SEO expert, and it gives you low competition keywords that like a starting out blog could have a chance to rank for. And so for me, it's like the easiest, quickest tool. And I just look in there and I see like I can type a keyword in and it'll give me like what like with Easter coming up, I just type Easter and it'll say like people are looking for printable Easter bunny whatever letter, a
Wow.
printable Easter bunny letter. And they're like, this is really low competition. Like this is your chance for ranking. You can rank really fast for it. And so Loki, sorry. So
Loki. Oh.
yeah, that's our dog. Sorry.
Oh,
Loki. He's barking. I'm so sorry.
that's okay. We can't hear him.
Somebody ring the doorbell. Um, so I'll be like, okay, people are actually searching for this. And so I'm going to make content around that instead of just like bringing something out of your brain, which is how when I first started blogging, which was a good process because like I was putting our story out there and like trying to, you know, just like kind of tell our story and think like what people would maybe be searching for.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked, but what works even better is knowing exactly what people are searching for. And that can help you. Like if you are doing like an Etsy store or like anything like, or any kind of printable downloads, like you can see people are searching exactly for whatever topic. Yes, RankIQ is a website. It's rankiq.app, rankiq.app. And I think it's $49 a month and you get 16 reports, which the report, you download the report, it gives you like um, an SEO report. So it has like all the keywords. It has an optimizer, which is my favorite part. So I can use, which by the way, I never thought of using Chat GPT until I met you, Chelsea. And now I use it like every day,
Yeah.
like
So you can also
400
use,
times a day.
you can use, yeah, and you should. You can also use ChatGPT to help you write your blogs. So they're
Yeah,
SEO optimized and keyword focused. And then you do it through voice memo and talk back and forth like a conversation with a you would have with a ghostwriter. Is what I would do to mass produce blog posts. And I know people are starting to read through ChatGPT and the fact that it's AI generated. So that's why doing a voice memo and getting ChatGPT to remember your brand voice is critically important, like we talked about in updating our memory. But how many blog posts do you do on a regular basis? And I had no idea about Rank.io. So I would start there and then
Rank
say,
IQ.
oh,
Yeah.
IQ. I would start there, find my keywords, plug that into ChatGPT and say, hey, I need 5 blog posts a week or however often I'm supposed to be posting it. And then you can write those. So go, how many blog
So
posts?
I have like over, I think I have like 600 blog posts on my blog. So a lot of times I know, well, because I started writing in like 2017. So I go in a lot and just update old ones and like bring them
Okay.
back to the top, which is a time saver because I'm like, I already have this content. So I resend it out. Like I just one
Wow.
thing I've been trying to really do is diversify my income streams because my business model was really, really heavily weighted on my digital products. And so, like, if my Facebook ads aren't doing as well that month, sometimes it could be like stressful. So I'm like really trying to diversify. So I have this huge email list. So I started sending out emails every day so I can drive people to my blog and it drives them to like my affiliate links and different things like that. So how many new ones do I do? Now that I discovered Chat GPT, I've been doing several a week. I don't really have like an exact number, but um, like if I find like a good affiliate program I want to promote or something, like I'll make a blog post about it, I'll make an email, and then I'll go in and like I have this like Excel spreadsheet type thing in Airtable, which
Okay.
I have a virtual assistant that helps me keep those organized. So I'll like put those in there for her and then she'll schedule the emails and let them go out. So I just
Okay.
brought her
So
on board like 2 months ago and she's been helping me get organized because I'm not that organized. So
that's brilliant. That's absolutely
yeah.
brilliant. And it is like a Dan Martell move. It's a Brad Lee move. It's any of the mindset coaches and business coaches teach you when you get to a certain place and you can afford to outsource, even before you really take a profit, if you can afford not to do that so you can scale. Outsourcing and buying back your time is so critically important because you can actually focus on more revenue generating aspects of your business and the fun stuff, especially as moms, to fill your cup. To be stuck in administrative stuff unless you like it is a waste of your time. It's pulling you away from your kids, it's pulling you away from your business. So as soon as you can afford it, I highly suggest doing that. That's brilliant. I love that you're doing that. That's great. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
As far as the rank IQ, we do have a question. Is that only for blogs? That's just a keyword identifier,
So
right?
it is technically, and I've asked them too, because I noticed that when I use those keywords on my YouTube videos and YouTube shorts, I get a ton of views.
Yeah.
And so it's because YouTube videos will outrank blogs now because they want videos. So I don't think that they want to say that, but I emailed them and I was like, "Can you use this for YouTube? Because I just noticed like my YouTube videos are doing really well when I use these keywords." And they were like, "No, there is an unrelated tool called vidIQ, which I do also use that when I'm doing YouTube videos. But they're like, you can use that if you want." But I do notice, like, if I'm gonna create anything, I'll always look in Rank IQ first, just to see like if people are already searching for that, or and like it'll help me. Like maybe I use this word instead of this word when I'm making
Yeah.
like the title of the video or whatever.
So
Or
that's
even
brilliant.
I
I
used it for
always
Etsy
think,
too when I was making like
oh
Etsy
yeah.
listings. I just go to like the printable section, like there's categories in Rank IQ, and I go to the printable section and it's like type in whatever holiday is coming up and you can find what people are looking for in printables that they want to buy. You can like make an Etsy shop with like all your printables and stuff like that. So.
I love that. So once you identify your target demographic, can you identify your target demographic in Rank IQ? Like once you as a
And
creator know what you're looking for, you'll know what resonates. Because I've only leaned
yeah,
into like ChatGPT to find my SEO keywords. And what a keyword is just what people are already searching for. So you know what people are looking for in Google and online on what they want to buy, what they're looking for on Amazon. It just registers. Is that correct? That's a keyword, right?
yeah. Can I share my screen really quick and I can show
Please.
if people are interested in this? Like, I don't know.
Absolutely. This
Uh,
is like groundbreaking stuff.
let me see.
You use vidIQ, Pamela? That's
I
cool.
like I like vidIQ. It's not as specific, I feel, because video is a little bit different, but rank IQ with vidIQ is awesome. How do I do this? Screen sharing. Hold on. Oh, more. Maybe. No. Oh, share.
Yeah, the
Okay.
green, but okay, there we go.
Okay, so like if you come into rank IQ and you can like set goals and stuff. So I was just writing this Lipton onion soup pot roast recipe this morning
That's
that
so
I did.
awesome. I
So you go
love
in
Lipton.
you go into the optimizer, and so I put like my actual blog post in here, and then on the side it says like keywords that you should put in there to rank, and it shows you ones you haven't used yet, all and then like over here it gives you, depending on how many keywords you've used, if it's an A plus plus, like you need an A plus plus to be able to rank well. So then once you have your A plus plus, it like gives you a score as you're going. And it says about how many words the post should be for you to rank. Um, so it's really cool. Let me see a different one. Report like large family meals on a budget. Like I haven't done this one yet. So it's giving me an F right now. And it says it needs to
Okay.
be 17, 18 words. So then like as you're typing, it's like keeping track of your word count.
Wow. Yeah.
And then as you type like large families from the list, it'll take it off. And so it's like, and your score will start going up. And then it also
Yeah.
has like an SEO report. So this one is a little bit higher competition. Like you need at least a DA of 30 on your blog, which is like your domain authority. Um, and then the time to rank is average. But if you're looking, so if I look at the keyword library and I want to find um, a printable that I want to make about, let's see, let's search all printables. And then I usually put it by visits. Like I want one that gets a lot of visits. So if
Wow.
you can make Shopkins coloring pages for kids, like I think, you know, it's summer. Like I do a frugal blog, so I do like printables, like coloring pages, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, so they're saying that I can rank really fast with this. It says like time to rank, about how many visits per year it gets, what the competition is. So if you have like a really new blog, you want to aim for these like 12, 14, 10 competition.
Yeah.
And ones that will rank really fast. Um, so this helps me get a lot of ideas.
Wow.
And then you can run the report when you find something you like. And there's I mean, there's parenting,
And what does
mom
the report
travel.
produce? It just gives me a list of keywords.
That's what produces this little thing that you go on the front, and you can go to the SEO report for this Meatless Monday. So I only need a B plus and 1,000 words to rank for this. It's telling me. Um, and then it'll also tell you what's already ranking for it.
Yeah.
And you can look at them and see like, okay, how can I make my blog post like a little bit longer, a little bit better? What are they missing? And so you can try to like outrank, you know, other people.
I'm wondering, can I make this work for my landing page too?
I don't know. I mean, I imagine, yeah, anything you're trying to get to rank in Google, like how they're saying it doesn't work for YouTube, but I have totally seen otherwise because I'm like, well,
Yeah, like I would make all of my content, well, not would, I will be using this, creating a blog post, then making content that complements my blog post, then sending out an email that complements that blog post, then doing a reel that complements that blog post. So I reduce my mental overwhelm and overload. I can get really hyper specific and consistent. And then I'll have a digital product that complements that, and I'll just keep doing that again and again and again and again. Is that pretty much the name of the game?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, okay, this is amazing. And you can make a YouTube video explaining it.
Yeah.
Literally in using your keywords in everything that you're doing.
Hmm.
I knew keywords were important. I didn't know they were that important. And clearly I was like, I should have been, this is such an incredible tool. I think this is right up there with
And
ChatGPT.
this is definitely something that I struggled with. Like once video content came out, like that was easier for me to grow. But like I started with a blog. And so like I've always wanted to be like one of those people that get like millions of page views a month on their blog. And like I never got to that. And so like whenever I found this tool, like I think I've been using it for like maybe 1 or 2 years, not that long.
Yeah.
My biggest page views come from articles that I've written with rankiq. I'm always like, oh my gosh, it really does work. Like I'll see it'll be like ranking on Google and I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I was thinking also how it just completely takes off the mental load. When you're like, not
Yeah.
completely, but a lot, when you're like, okay, I know I want to do this thing and write about this and create this thing, but I don't know what's going to resonate and I don't have a big audience to survey. I mean, this is audience surveying too, to confirm that this is going to resonate with people, right? I mean, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Um, like so just with Easter coming up, I put Easter here. And so now it's showing me everything that has Easter in the title or in the search query, basically.
Yeah.
So like I just look through here and I see like I saw Easter coloring pages, Easter gift ideas for teens. So like that would be a great affiliate post, like if you are monetizing with Amazon affiliate links or something like that, because you can just make like a
Yeah.
list. Um, if you're a travel blogger, I don't know, Easter activities, San Diego. But you can get a lot of ideas for products too, just looking through this. Um,
Amanda, I
and
think this would resonate with because you're going to be traveling coming up. You should be taking a look at this and making sure that you get your Amazon affiliate all together and write about it as you're traveling, because this is incredible. You can drive a lot of traffic, especially if everything complements on socials and everything. This is great.
and the guy who created this has like a really, really good story too. He has
Really?
like a podcast you can listen to and stuff. Him or his wife, I think, was like dying of cancer and she was pregnant and like I don't know, it's like a crazy story. But I'll let you guys search it because I don't want to tell it wrong.
Okay.
But like I just
um,
remember it was like a really cool story. Like they're like really good people
Inspirational.
that made this. Yeah, like very inspirational people that created this whole thing. And he's obviously super smart because he knows how to do all these algorithm things.
Yeah, that's pretty really smart. Brandon Gale.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're getting asked, what do you host your blog on? Which is a good question. Do you use,
It's wordpress.org.
okay, so you use WordPress.
So, yeah, and it has to be wordpress.org, not wordpress.com. That's one of like the original things that I remember when I first started my blog because wordpress.org blogs are self-hosted, so you can like run ads on and things like that eventually.
.org.
Yeah.
Okay, and if they do .com, that's
Those are like free ones, I guess.
okay.
So like I'm not techie. So I just
No,
kind of like figure
but
it
you're
out as I
telling us
go.
what you learned, and
But
I think that that's what's
yeah,
most important.
yeah, like WordPress.org sites are ones that you can actually monetize and like build um, your own and eventually get ads. So like I have Mediavine ads on my blog that
Okay,
run.
another way to making frugal fun. Good, thank you.
Yeah.
I would love to see this, and then I would like to go through your digital product and your landing page. But this is really perfect to see. So if everybody follows Shannon on Instagram, which you should, you'll see your digital content is all about decluttering. Do you have a digital, you're currently, right? You're currently focused on like
I'm
every
well,
day doing challenges.
yeah, I was doing decluttering like January and then I switched to my
DIY, sorry.
kitchen, doing my DIY of kitchen or whatever. But pretty much just like anything that's like frugal DIY. Like I'll share outfits that I find at like Walmart that are, under $20 or whatever. So like anything affordable but also fun. And then I always think of like a million different product ideas too, to create, and I just don't have time to create them all, but like just based on like all different things, like I'm always like, oh, I could have like a DIY, like five easy projects you can do this weekend for under $100. Like I think of stuff all the time. So like the content that
Yeah.
you're creating, um, you can think of product ideas from that too. Like if it's something that people are liking or asking questions about, if people are asking the same question over and over again, then that could be a product idea to create, because then you can just be like, oh, here, I created this for you.
Totally. And I think the key, because so we're having comments, two things. I will go back, Kat, in just a second and get and talk about WordPress versus other templates. The so many ideas, there's a lot. I think where you should start is what you do innately every day. So if it's a part of your everyday life, it's going to be easier for you to focus on that and get hyper specific. And then once you get used to that and you gain traction with your audience, and you start converting, then you can branch off and add on and add bundle products and etc. Because I think everybody has a lot of ideas, and I'm sure that they're all absolutely fabulous. And with these tools, you can make a lot happen very quickly. But the thing that does take time is cultivating an audience, and an audience that converts. So you're going to want to maintain consistency in your hyper focus. Is that correct, Shannon?
Yeah, honestly, like what I would do, because it is really hard to manage like 400 different social media platforms and like an email list and a blog and all that stuff. I would just focus on like one, like maybe Instagram. I would make Instagram reels and I would have one digital product, and I would have like I know you can do like a stand store or like just like some kind of landing page in my bio, and I would have my product there, and um, then just make content all related to showing people why they need that product, basically.
Right.
So like if I was only focusing on my recipe book right now, I would just like be cooking recipes or showing how I can save them money on groceries, and like that would be like all my content, basically.
Right. Yes. So like we've talked about before, that 180 days is critically important to cultivate that audience that converts. So you want to continue to post daily on hyper specific content related to the product that you're selling, but also something that brings you joy and happiness that you use and do every day that represents you, because you don't want to get burnt out. And like you're saying, so we Abundant Academy, in addition to all of the courseware, so you're going to have a course from Shannon. You have all of our courses in Abundant Money. We're creating that kind of stand store-esque at an extremely affordable price, where it's literally plug and play with the templates. So we are using the templates. We're building out your email templates. We're building all of that out for you. So that way you have more of a plug and play and you can just focus on content. So just know that that's coming. And it's coming right after the workshop, just FYI. So yay. But what I would say is, and ask is, you've used Leadpages and Leadpages. I shared my template 2 times ago because you and I went through on when we did our podcast and like the pre-course interview. You went through and like audited my landing page on Leadpages. And we're going to be transitioning to Go Higher Level. I think that there's a lot of similarities between them, but for now, I'm very familiar with Leadpages. It was so intuitive. Why did you choose Leadpages? They do have a blog option. Is that where you still have it, or do you have it on WordPress, your landing page?
No, I still have the Leadpages. And you're right. You can just, there's some like free tools where you can just build it right out if you already have a website. You can do that. And they have so many different things now. But Leadpages, I think it was just like what everyone was using like when I first started creating digital products. So like people were like, set this up, and so like when I was learning from other people, everyone just seemed to be using that, and it is really easy to use. Like you just like add the little plus signs, and like you can add a timer, you can add a video, you can add images, so easy. And you don't have to be like a website coder or anything like that. That's the nice thing really about like all of these things. Like when I add a blog post, like I don't know anything about coding websites or anything like that, but everything's just so like plug and play now. They make it so easy to start a
Seriously,
blog or a
so
business or anything like that. So it's kind of
so
cool. Like
easy.
you can start any business that you want really, like just on online and have it like up and running in a few days. So it's kind of cool.
It is really cool. And so I really, really, really loved Leadpages, and I got that tip from you. And I think that that's like, it has helped me. What I had to choose was the freebie product. Is that correct? So you choose like a giveaway, like your lead magnet. They have
Mhm.
templates for that. And then they have templates for the actual tripwire, as you called it before, but it was that landing page that you can set different timers, you can set different things. So we are sharing your screen. Is it easy enough to pull up your landing page?
Mhm.
For
Let
those
see.
listening that don't know or that are watching, your landing page is the vehicle in which you're selling your digital product. So we make our digital product separate. And for those that don't know, we have a free digital product, and then we have like a landing page paid product. And on that paid product, you can add bump products, you can add all different types of things. So we shared this template with you before. We will share, I will share it again. The one that
I have a lot. I have a
I
lot of
know.
pages on here. I'm like, wait, which one is
I would assume that you would.
it?
I'm how lucky are we that you're actually giving us the behind the scenes? I thought you were gonna pull it up
I know.
on the back front. Thank you.
Oh, here's the
Um,
behind the scenes.
this is amazing. No, I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. Everybody be quiet, including me. Um,
So yeah, it's
okay.
really cool. Like you can just you can add buttons, um, you can move stuff around. I don't want to break it.
Don't break it.
Um, yeah, so you want like do you want me to just kind of go over landing
I
pages, I
want you to
guess,
go
or
through your strategy like you did with the podcast,
okay.
because it was very, very good. How you convey your content was something that clicked for me. So I'd like to know
So
your strategy.
um this is like a direct sales page. It's not like a freebie to Tripwire. I'll share that in a second. But this is like I'm just gonna sell you this right here. So this is like what I have my Facebook ads running to right now. This comes up and you just want like initial hook. Like mine is how would it feel to have an entire year of affordable dinners planned out with grocery lists and recipes. So people are like, sweet, that would be great. So then you want like a lot of buttons where they can buy it. So like I have right away, let's just buy it right now. If you're not convinced though, there's a lot more to go. So um, I have, the social proof, like I've sold over 110,000 copies. And I also want people to know this is a digital download, even though people still email me and are like, when is it coming in the mail? But it's fine. Like I just tell them like it's a digital download. And sometimes people want a refund, which is totally fine. And then sometimes people are like, oh, okay, I didn't know I can't find it in my email. So there is some customer service stuff that goes on behind the scenes too. Um, and because it's a digital product, I do offer like 100% refund. So if you don't like it, then I refund it. So, and then I have just like I've been featured on some different places. So if you've been featured anywhere, it's nice to put that because then you don't look like you're just like a random person. Of course, you don't have to have been featured because obviously, like when I first started, I didn't have any features. So I just had
Mhm.
it blank there. And a lot of the stuff like I've added little by little to make it better, like as I went. Like when I first started selling it, it was a lot more basic. It was just like my line, a button, this is a digital download, a picture, and that was it. So I have like it's a sale. Um, yes, I need this. Like if you have like a lot of affirmatives on the buttons, like I've heard that it makes people more inclined to buy. If they like actually click a button that says yes, then they're more likely to convert to buy. And then I just have a repeat if throughout. And then as I've been running my Facebook ads, I collect testimonials. So if people say like they love this, I'll like take a screenshot of it and keep it in a folder. So I can use it to either add to my landing page, or you can post on social media and stuff like that. Oh, people actually buy this and they actually like it.
And so since a lot of us are just starting out, let's pause really quick. When we do your landing page and when we go through and we create your digital product and we do this together, we will review each other's. So that way you almost have built-in social proof. So you can use that for that, because when I first started out, I didn't have that and that was hard. So I just want you guys to know, like, rest assured, we can get you social proof because it'll be honest, but we'll review your product for you and you can have that. So sorry, go ahead. It's a part of the community. It's very exciting to have a community together.
Yeah. And then I just have like some pictures to make it pretty. My happiness guarantee is, I think, a big reason why it sells so well. So I have that like highlighted here. And then I have a very low refund rate because people love it. I have that in there. And then just another opportunity to buy. Then later on down the page, I go into what's actually included, because that's one thing that is really important. People really don't care exactly what's in it. They care about what transformation they're going to have by getting the product. So like, how is this going to make them feel once they have it? It's going to make you feel like you have your entire year of recipes of dinners ready to go. So that's like what you want to really harp on. Like, a lot of people will put a landing page and be like, this is 500 pages of recipes. And people are like, okay, like, that's a lot of recipes. I don't know. Do I want that?
And sometimes they get overwhelmed. They're like, that's a lot of recipes that I don't know I'm going to use. So what is a recipe going to make me feel?
And
I think that's critically important for content creation as well. And anytime you're making a hyper-specific reel, anytime you're doing your emails, anytime you're doing any of that, you want to make sure that you are focusing on how you're going to be making the end consumer feel. That was something that I learned from you right off the jump when you were auditing our landing pages, because I was that person that was like, well, but look at all of these amazing things that we have and we created, and here's all of this stuff. And you're like, yeah, but nobody knows what is that stuff going to make them feel. And I think that that's really important to highlight.
Yeah, and that's also why it's really important to know who you're selling your product to. And that's really hard when you're first starting out, because you're thinking like, if I can make this appealing to a lot of people, then I'll get lots of sales. But like, I think one thing, like my story and my product, I was like, this is if you're deeply in debt and you're really struggling and you can't stay on budget and you have been eating takeout and you need a meal plan. And so it started out as that, and then I feel like it went out to more people after like I got to that audience. But I knew exactly who I was creating this for. People like me, who I was like, I really don't cook, like, but we need to eat at home every single night because we're paying off 6-figure debt. And so like, that's who I was making the product for. And then like, now more people get it, not just because they're in debt, just because they like want to have a convenient recipe. But it started out like, this is for this specific person. And I feel like that's why it was successful in the beginning. I don't know.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's critically important. And that's exciting. So now that we all know that, then you can sit, when you should have already. If you're still struggling with that, please send me an email, DM me. We will find a way to help identify who your target demographic is and who it is you're trying to resonate with. We will nail down and get that done. So that way we can create the digital products and a content plan with you to be able to start cultivating the audience that actually converts and will buy the product. So you said something very interesting when it came to freebies that I was actually surprised by, but very intrigued. because you said that you got a lot of emails, but not always did a freebie email mean that they were going to buy something because they were submitting for something for free. So to me, that was very interesting. I know that it's critically important to do the freebie. It's maybe it's not as important as I thought it was. You don't run medically to the checkout.
I just kind of fell into figuring that out in a way because like when I had the organic success with posting the video and selling my meal planner, it was cold audience of people, like people that had no idea who I was and they were just buying it. And I was like, oh, maybe I don't need to offer them the freebie first and then nurture them, for a while and then get them to buy. So like some people will, if you get the messaging right, like you can make just cold sales off of people that don't know you yet. And the nice thing is like when you get people on your email list and they already bought something, they're more likely to buy something again. So like when you come out with your next product, you already have people that are willing to spend money on whatever you created. And so that's kind of the nice thing because a lot of people will build like this huge email list off of people that just want access to the free resource library. And they're like, well, I just want the free stuff. And then they unsubscribe or whatever. But if those people really want your help because they're already paying money like right away. So it's like these people really want help with meal planning and budgeting because they paid money to be here. And so then it's like kind of cool because they're like, wow, they really, gave me their money to get help. So it's kind of cool.
I love the way that you're saying that because it's such an incredible and important framework to have when you are creating these digital products. It's who am I going to help? And we did talk about that quite a bit last week, but reminding ourselves that yes, we want to convert sales. Yes, we want to curate a hyper specific audience that converts absolutely and build a business that's automated, but we want to help people. So when you identify that you're helping them on a regular basis, it becomes easier to keep emailing, to keep working with them. And you know that you're working with that audience because you're helping them. So I love that framework. Can you go through?
Yeah, and having sorry.
No, please.
Having an audience of frugal moms and a lot of them that are struggling with budgeting and saving money, it's definitely even harder, I feel like, to like ask for their money for things. But I always tell myself like, it's the things that I've spent more money on. Like when I first was learning to blog, and learning about digital products, I joined a pretty expensive course called, I can't remember what it's called. I don't think it exists anymore. I don't know, but it was like $500 or something. It was an expensive course. So I was like, I want to learn all of this. And I did every lesson because I was like, I spent money on this. Like, I am going to do every single lesson. I'm not going to miss anything and I'm going to complete it. And I finished it all. And, I learned like a ton of stuff about selling digital products and things like that. So I always tell myself like, well, how can I price this to where it's affordable, but it's motivating because the person's like, okay, I bought this to help me and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to actually do the course or I'm going to actually use the product because I paid money for it. And it's like, I want them to use it. So it's almost like a good thing sometimes if you spend more money because you're actually going to use it. So I try to tell myself that because I struggle with that a lot, having a frugal mom audience all the time. Like, oh, I don't want them to like go more broke.
No, so you want to make sure that you're bringing the value and a substantial amount of value. And I think that the way that you're looking at it is right. And offering as much of like your free content, because that's one thing that I had to get comfortable with too, is knowing that I'm almost giving away 80% of what I know, or giving away some of like the most valuable stuff that you have because you do want to help. And cultivating a community that's so supportive and helpful and empowering, I think makes me feel better when it does come to like, hey, we've priced this as reasonably as we possibly can to sustain ourselves, but to also to help other moms make money or whatever it is that you're doing. So long as you have that lasting impact and that social impact piece, I think asking for payment at a reasonable price is good. Can you walk us through your freebie? What did you just kind of throw spaghetti at the wall? I don't think that you're that type of person. I think you were very strategic in your free offerings. So what is included in that versus not? And
Yeah,
then
so this is the first freebie I ever created, and I still have it on my blog on like a ton of pages. Um, and this, it's kind of a combination of like things that I personally was using on my debt-free journey, and then things that I know like similar finance blogs were like selling or giving away on their blogs. So I was like, okay, well, I think I need a budget planner because that seems like the first basic thing that they would need when they were coming to my blog, like looking for finance tips. So I kind of wanted to have like something that would be, something to give them right away
yeah,
when they come that will help them. And that's also kind of like cute and fun, something like
it
that.
is
So,
cute and it is very fun.
um,
I love it.
and and so, like when they type in their information, email, I don't know what I have this going. I think I have this going to my meal planner. Yeah. So I've done like all kinds, like this one is a little bit different from like the one that's straight up, just the sales page. Like I tell them at the top, they're getting their freebie, but while they wait for it to come to their inbox, they should check this out. And then I'm offering them something right
Wow.
away. Um, and so, and I have an upsell on this too. So when they click this, they can just get the Frugal Meal Planner or they can get all of these
See,
printables that
that's
I
so
have.
pretty. And I don't know how to do that. Did you have to have a designer do that? Because I don't know
No,
how to
it's
make
so
it look that
easy.
pretty. I know
I
how to
did
add,
all,
but I don't know how to make it look pretty on the top on the bundle.
I
And
did
then
it
did you
all in Leadpages or in Canva. Like I design all of my graphics in Canva. I've hired people before to, oh, this is Canva. I'm in Canva right now. I'm always in Canva. Um, I've hired people to design stuff for me before. But a lot of times I'll just like make them myself. See, I don't know what I'm trying to look up. So many things
oh
right
the
here.
bundle covers? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know where they are. They're like way back there somewhere.
that's okay.
Canva is not very organized. Maybe
No,
some
it
people
is
are good at
hard to stay
organizing Canva. It's very hard to stay organized in Canva to me.
It is.
But yeah.
You're way more organized than I am, but I am very ADHD. So the okay, so the freebie, they receive your budget planner and then you have them going to the next lead page. You've obtained their email address. They're getting an email. This 50% complete. Is that's on a delay timer?
I don't have a time. So I've done both. I've had like countdown timers, um, and I've had like this progress bar, sometimes both. Like I don't really have any rhyme or reason for why I do one or the other. Like I think I just like to try things out for a
And
while
that's
and
just
see
a
how they work.
widget. They can add that,
Yeah,
right?
right here on widgets. You can just like bring over, show more. You can bring over
Progress
a
bar.
progress bar,
Okay.
a countdown. It's really easy to do all of this in a video button, and you just,
Okay.
yeah,
So we're gonna
plug
back
and
up a
play.
second. So Kat has a question. So what's the difference between a blog and a landing page?
Oh, yeah. So you can have a landing page on a blog. A blog is more just like articles. Like this is a blog post, and it's more just like kind of a story. I'm not really like selling people anything. This is more like free content that people are getting, like tips and things like that. And then a landing page is specifically for sale, like you're trying to sell the person something. Um, so it's usually like, even this is a freebie, but it's still like I'm trying to get them to download this freebie.
So And I think a blog is going to curate a larger audience for you. So a blog is important, and it's important in your Google SEO rankings to make sure that when somebody Googles, say, meal planning, they want to see Shannon Cairns versus somebody else. So it's a way for you to start garnering expertise and to make yourself an expert in whatever it is that whatever audience you're trying to cultivate. And the landing page is the vehicle to sell your digital product. So it's like your Stand Store almost, but that's like pre-created. I think I'm not too familiar with Stand Store. I'm most familiar with Leadpages. Okay, you understand. Does everybody else understand the difference? So the landing page also is somewhere that you can run meta ads to, or if you're like, I wouldn't suggest boosting a post, but if you wanted to, that's where you could put your URL to drive traffic to. So that's like, you want it to go to a checkout page. A landing page is also a way to get your email list going. So if you don't have a large email list or a large following, your freebies is a good way to be able to start getting that. But like we said, maybe not, because you get a bunch of emails from people that want things for free that don't want to buy things. So it might be better just to collect their email at checkout and understand that you're not going to get as many. I don't know. Or both. But
yeah, both. I think it's good to have both. And I definitely recommend like growing your email list right away from the start, because it's just so valuable to have, and you like always have control over that. Like you can always sell, like if your Facebook ads are doing bad that month, or like your posts aren't getting seen, like you're like being, what is it called? Like shadow banned or whatever on Instagram, like no one's seeing your posts. You can always email your people. Like I'm always like, oh, I'm just going to send my people a little email, or you could create like a new product for them. They're always there, which is so nice. And also on having a blog, it's kind of weird because like I feel like blogging seems like it's kind of dead, but it's so nice to have, because I've noticed like when I'm running my Facebook ads, I can see on Google Search Console, people are searching Shannon Cairns, people are searching Making Frugal Fun. So if they're seeing my ads and then they're like, well, who is this lady? And then they like go search, and then this comes up and it like looks legitimate. Like, oh, she like has a whole brand about frugal living. She's not just like a scammer on Facebook trying to take my money for like nothing. So I think it's nice. It's like a home base. Like you always have your blog. And I've noticed a lot, like, because like in these influencers will build like 2 million followers or whatever. And then they'll like realize later, oh, I should start like a blog or a website. And then they'll have like their home base later. It's just nice to have.
It is, because and like you said, you nailed it. So it's like people going to experts. I'm not going to buy something from Joe Schmo off the street because I thought that their ad was kind of cool. I'm just not. I am going to look to see if I want to spend $35 or $47 with this person and spend time with them and make sure that they're like verified. And the way that you do that is by a quick Google search. So if they can't find you on Google as an expert in the product that you're trying to sell, they'll find the next person that has a blog or that has some SEO ranking, and they'll buy from them. So it's a good way for you to be able to start establishing yourself as an expert. But your blog is like so beautiful. You've clearly been working on it.
I will say, like, it didn't always look like this. Like, I used just like the free templates when I first started out for years, and I worked on it and like got it to where I really liked it and I thought it was pretty. Then once I started making money, I like hired someone to redesign it and like make it all beautiful and stuff. But like it was totally fine before I had it redesigned too. It was like doing the job, people were visiting it. So like I just want to make sure people are encouraged to just start. Like it doesn't have to look perfect at all whenever you start.
Right. So I'm thinking that we should add in like a blog segment. So we'll talk about this, Shannon, but we want to do the plug and play business and make sure that it's really built out to where it's literally just when they participate in Abundant Money, they grab it and it's like almost an email login where they get a template ready made for their landing page, a template ready made for their freebie, a template for their blog, a template for their and they just have to plug and play some content. Is really the product that we want. Would that be helpful to you guys? If we were able to create something like that, plug and play templates like that? Can I get a yes or a no in the comments? Or a nothing, that's okay too. I guess it wouldn't. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, does anybody have any specific questions for Shannon? I do want to know about your emails because you said that you do email daily, but we are running out of time. Does anybody have any specific questions before we talk about emails?
I wanted to ask real quick, when you are sharing like a digital download, are you doing like a PDF that you're sharing, or is it like a Google Drive file or something? I just keep running into the issue where my files are too large to like share through different platforms.
I do it in Shopify. So I have like my store set up in Shopify, and then you can upload the file and then it automatically sends it to the person. Like they check out and it just gets automatically sent to them, which is nice because that's what makes it almost like, make money in your sleep kind of thing. Like people check out and they get it delivered, and there's always some people that can't find it and stuff like that, but it's still, most people are just getting it automatically delivered.
Is there like a file size that's too big for for Shopify or something like that?
I haven't run into that with Shopify, but yeah, I do notice like if I try to just email it over to somebody, like they can't find it, like it'll be way too big. And sometimes I'll have to do like a Google Drive link. Or like I try to use those like free compressor tools on like I like search free, like compress my document, or compress my PDF and try to make it smaller. That's what I usually try to do to get it over to them.
I've been using Google Drive and it gets emailed to them and then it's a part of their thank you page. But maybe I'm doing that totally wrong. I've put it on their thank you page where they can download it. And I direct them to the community, to the free enrollment of Abundant Academy. But is that something cool that I should be doing through Shopify? I can do it in Shopify. I never thought to do it that
way. Yeah, I don't know. I just
because there used to be lead magnet connection in Leadpages. They got rid of it January 9th, I think, where they could send it in within Leadpages. It was so easy. And then they got rid of it. So the workaround for me was I integrated with MailChimp, and then I also put it on the thank you page, but the integrations were so annoying. That's why we're transitioning to Go Higher Level, because Go Higher Level connects with WordPress. So you can have your plug and play blog. It connects with a CRM, so you can have your email list going, and it connects with. See, I love this. I should just connect it with Kaya and Cash, Amanda.
Yeah, I just create a checkout. And then that
takes care of your sales tax and everything. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Because you're right, the digital products on Kaya and when I have digital products on there, and when they sell there, it's really easy to do. And then we could even upsell. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys, that's a side note, but I can help you. We can help you through all of that because we have the Shopify. You just integrate it in Shopify, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just have the listings, and then you can create a checkout link. I also have like a storefront that you can go to in Shopify. But like when I do a landing page, I just put like a checkout link, and it takes them right to the checkout because they've already seen like all the product information and everything on the landing page.
So I integrated mine for checkout on Stripe, but they don't have a delivery mechanism, which is why I integrated it with MailChimp and would email it there and would have it go to the thank you page, just so easy download. So they had 2 options. But the problem that I ran into and learned was that I guess you always want to drive traffic to the emails again. Is that correct? Like you don't want to keep
I have Shopify integrated to ConvertKit, which is where I collect emails. And most, I would say like probably like MailChimp, I'm sure too, integrates with Shopify. Like most things integrate with Shopify because it's been around a while. But so like anyone that makes a purchase from my store, they automatically go onto my newsletter list.
And you said that you send, so that's a good segue. You send emails daily. Is that correct?
Yes. And I actually just started doing that recently. And I was really nervous about it because I was like, everyone's gonna unsubscribe. But it's really expensive to usually, like I know ConvertKit, it's called Kit now, is really expensive. Like if you have a huge email list. So it's like you want the people that are on your email list to want to be there and to get excited to see your emails and excited to hear from you. So I've been doing an email every morning called Daily Dose of Frugal. And it's just like a recipe post, like a seasonal link, and then a budget tip blog post. I put 3 of those, and then I have a link to today's deals. So it takes them to a page on my blog that just has like any deals that I've posted. And then at the bottom, I have like, you can shop my store, my printables. It's just like a few things. And so it gets like a lot of clicks. Like a lot of people click over to my social media. A lot of people visit my store, and a lot of people just go to the blog posts. And I feel like that keeps me like on top of their mind. And it's giving them like a lot of good value, because I'll like write a blog post. Like a lot of these blog posts, I'm going and I'm like updating them. And I'm like, wow, this is like really good information. Like, I was like, people need to read this. I was like, I think they would really like this if they read it. And I'm like, it's just sitting dying on my blog. So I'm like, I like get excited to share it with them. Like, this is really going to help you with your debt-free journey, because this is like when we were going through it. And so I just think like, don't be afraid to reshare things, because a lot of times we're like, oh, everyone's seen this like so many times, but like they've actually never seen it because they might be new to your list. Or it got buried in their email. And so like, it's fine to share a blog post several times a month, and then another, like a YouTube video a few times. Like, and if you want the people on your email list to be there because they want your help and they want to learn from you. And so, if they get excited to like see your email every day, that's good. And if they don't want to see your email every day, they'll unsubscribe and they'll be fine.
Yeah, because that's fine. You don't want them anyways. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, yeah. No.
Yeah, get out. You can't stay with us. Okay. I do think when you talk about repurposing content, that is applicable, especially for us smaller accounts. You can reuse content, like if you really liked a reel, or like you should be looking at your insights or whatever. But if you only had like 500 people following you at the time that you first posted that, and now you have 1,500 or 5,000 or 15,000, reshare it, because they may like it. It's okay to reuse. You can also use trial reels. I'm really loving that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Amanda Sellers is saying reuse, 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 reuse. And Amanda Sellers has a 200 million person reach. So I would follow what she has to say. Good. That's a good segue into next week. Amanda and Alexia are going to be talking all about social media, virality, and how to cultivate your following. We listened to you on Tuesday. I know that you guys wanted more social media, so we adjusted our calendar, and we are making that a full hour to talk, get into the nitty-gritty dynamics of social media and monetizing. How often do you reuse or repost, Amanda?
Not nearly as much as I should. My husband's sitting right here. He's my like content and brand manager, and he harps on me so much because sometimes I give myself the ick resharing things, and I have to do the full conversation with myself. Sorry, I got a toddler meltdown.
You want to get more.
Anyway, my husband he's the one who's constantly pushing. He's like, you have people who haven't seen this. If you have an audience, either they're there because they love you or because they've just found you, which means they're gonna love to re-see what they've already seen or they've never seen it before. So don't be afraid to reshare things. You made it. You know what I mean? You put the time and energy into it. So
brilliant advice. Okay, so ladies, we are at our very end. I'm going to reshare our digital product launch pad. For those that didn't see it, this is something that we've worked on. It's a special gift to literally launch your digital product. It has a bunch of ChatGPT prompts. It has a bunch of business resources. It has all of the things to be able to cultivate your audience, like everything. That is me not being very hyper specific. I'm sorry, but I want you to take a look at it. It will help you with your digital launchpad. Do you have any specific questions for Shannon? Because we have kept her over. Anybody? Pipe up. I know I've asked them all. I am so grateful to you for the time that you've spent with us. I'm so excited for your course to be a part of Abundant Money. You will be speaking at the workshop. Everybody, I hope, has registered for the free workshop that we have on the 25th. I know, wasn't it so great, Carissa? We have all of the workshop. That's good. Take the digital launch pad. Oh, I'm sorry. Shannon, her course is going to be live by then. So that's going to be so exciting. And it's a part of the Abundant Money package. So you'll be able to take it, get to know the ins and outs as you've seen. She knows what the heck she's doing. So it's very exciting. No questions. Would you any closing remarks before we go into prayer? I'm so
just do it.
No. Okay.
Everyone should seriously have an online business, even if it's just like a side hustle. Seriously. I'm always like my husband's like so introverted. I'm like, you need to have like a blog and he's like, no. I'm like, come on.
Come on, but you really should. You should have a blog.
I know.
I want my husband to do a blog about cars. Because he has car dealerships. So I keep telling him he should, but he won't. But that's all right.
Yeah, he should.
He should. Yes, Tony. Take yourself off mute, girl. Let's talk.
Hi. Really quick question. So you mentioned the $50 rankiq subscription that you have. Do you utilize like what are your other, I guess, main paid things that you have set up, like that you needed? Or Chelsea, do you recommend like go high level, or at this point for us moms that are trying to figure out whether we want to piece everything together or like have a one-stop shop option? Like I guess I'm trying to figure out.
Well, Tony, your situation is different. You have the full package. So we are hooking you up with everything. You have your plug and play business. You just need to get the product. So we've got that covered. I would suggest everybody does that with us because you're going to spend way less money having it done the right way by like Shannon Cairns vetting it, like, Alexia looking at the messaging, Amanda promoting it. Like it's going to be a whole thing. So that's what I would suggest. I think Leadpages is a great place to start kind of looking. I know that I got my feet wet there. as soon as I finalize Go Higher Level, we're literally going to be creating those templates and submitting them. And the reason why I like Go Higher Level, I'm going to have to look at the Shopify because that's way interesting. But Go Higher Level integrates with Abundant Academy. So if your plan is to have a course on Abundant Academy for moms, it does integrate with WordPress, and with our entire email list. So when you have a digital product business with us and we're promoting it in our email list, you participate in that. So that's why we're transitioning to Go Higher Level. It's easier too. But I don't know. I think the rankiq is really a good paid one. ChatGPT Pro is my paid for sure. You guys know that I just live on that. I like MailChimp for ease of use, but it's not. I hear Go Higher Level has an even better CRM, so I'm excited to get in there. I'll have to answer that question better on my end. Do you like ConvertKit, Shannon?
Oh,
ConvertKit?
I really like ConvertKit. I've used a bunch. I actually like Flowdesk. Flowdesk is very cheap because it doesn't matter how many people you have on your list. And I think it's like $30 or $40 a month or something. And it doesn't matter how big your list is. So I actually I had that for a while. Then I switched to ConvertKit. Then I switched back. I don't know. I like them both, but I can't remember why. I think Flowdesk now integrates with Shopify, but I think at the time it didn't, and I wanted something that integrated with Shopify, so I switched back to ConvertKit. And one cool thing about ConvertKit now, and this is still pretty new, is they have you can put ads in your emails. So
Wow.
the ads that are in my emails almost pay for my monthly subscription for ConvertKit, which is kind of cool.
You have to hit certain criteria on your email list subscriber, because that's
I don't know,
incredible for our influencers.
I know.
Amanda.
I was one of the first, they were we're testing this. So I don't know if they have you have to have a certain number of subscribers or something like that to do the ads. I really don't know what the requirements are, but it is really cool because it's obviously very easy to just add the little ad in there. And then, offset some of the costs. Cause I have 108,000 or something on my email list. And so I think my subscription's $750 a month.
Have you monetized on YouTube?
Yes, but I only make a few $100s a month on there, which is still, I'm not complaining, but that's one thing I'm getting my email list going, sending the daily emails, trying to get all that set. And then the next thing I want to do is try to get YouTube bringing in more. And talking about repurposing content, it's ChatGPT asks me all the time, do you want me to turn this blog post into a script for YouTube? And I was like, that is genius. Oh my gosh, all of 600 of these blog posts could be YouTube videos so easily.
Yes.
So that's going to be my next thing. I'm going to try to get an income stream coming in a little more from YouTube.
For those that don't know, to monetize on YouTube is extremely difficult. You have to get 4,000 watch hours. You have to have people that watch your content over 4,000 hours. And once you do that, you get paid. It's what, 43 cents a view, Amanda? Something like that? No, 43 cents something.
No, we would know. Hold on.
It's something incredible. Huh?
Sorry, Chris was shaking his head, but I can check. Let me pull up YouTube Studio.
I know that you love working on YouTube. Yes. Okay, good, Pamela. So to go viral on YouTube is extremely difficult. Alexia is very, very educated when it comes to certain things. And then Shannon, I think we just need to do a whole sidebar with you and Alexia on different YouTube stuff and all of that as well. Amanda has her YouTube channel coming out. Right? Did I plug that wrong? Is that correct? Because it's going to be very interesting. Are you filming content right now? Long form?
Oh, she has 100K. That's my goal. I want 100K. I want one of those buttons.
What? How did you get that? So you monetize your YouTube and you don't talk about it? This is crazy, ladies.
I'm sorry.
So-
I just forget. I forget we have a YouTube also.
She does.
She forgets. Do you know how hard it is to get that black? Anyways, to monetize on YouTube is very incredible, and it's an awesome way if you want courseware, if you want to cultivate a good following, if you want to sell anything, because people's attention span is so limited and minute. They want to see a YouTube video and they want to be able to scroll through their YouTube and they want to watch you do it really quick and learn, and that's it. They don't want to read, they don't want to go through it. It's important. Some people do, but to have both is like gold. Would you agree with that, Shannon?
Yeah, definitely. I like being everywhere. I just always I'm like I want lots of stuff everywhere, but it's hard when you're first starting out because like if you get pulled in so many directions, like you get nowhere. So it's not like concentrate. And I've noticed that that's why I'm like, okay, I'm getting my email strategy better. And once I feel like good about that, then I'm going to switch to YouTube and get that strategy going a little better. Cause like I had just have like everything like a little bit here and there, like dabbled in.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody can feel better about themselves, because I know what you just said made me feel better, because you are extremely successful in the digital product space. And for you to say that you're still trying to get better and like fix what you're doing and not get distracted makes me know that, okay, we are doing the right thing. We always just put our next foot forward, keep doing the next thing that feels right. And just iterate, change, pivot, and constantly just keep working it, right? Doing the next thing.
I do have to say on that note, like we harp on being hyper specific, picking your thing and pushing into it, right? And if you take one platform and you focus on it, and we talk about what did Chelsea, you always say 180 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you focus on it and be consistent and you get those habits down of creating that content on that one platform, you will thrive. And my YouTube channel really is an example of one of those things, because we got completely shadow banned on Facebook and TikTok, and Instagram wasn't paying previously. This was last year or so. And so we switched gears, we pivoted, we focused on YouTube, and that was our platform. And we focused on it, and we posted all of our content on it. My husband was really great about repurposing all of the content we already had, brought it over to YouTube. And we, by the end of that year, had our play button. And that was that, just pivot and focus, hyper focus on one thing. And that's how we built our YouTube following as well.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. And the pinpointing repurposing content, because I was answering a question that you were answering as well. It was Carissa was asking, where should we start? And my thought was Instagram hyper specific, making sure that you're constantly talking about whatever your product is, your niche demographic, talk to them, drive traffic to your landing page, get email addresses, send daily emails, repurpose the content that you're creating. You have to create, really, you're going to end up creating long form content to create short form content in some capacity. If you're just filming yourself doing the content behind the scenes, I don't know. I mean, at least it's something. You may not go viral on YouTube, but you'll start ranking. Is that correct? Is that kind of something that would make sense, girls? Because you know better than I do when it comes to content creation, the both of you.
Yeah, I would agree. We did a lot of we obsess over our analytics. Chris is better at it than I am. But so I filmed some videos of me going through my analytics and talking about what we had earned and how we did it. And so that's not my niche at all, but content creation was. And so building what we were building and talking about what we were doing in the process, it was kind of our like day of the life type stuff at the time, because we were trying to build our YouTube channel. So yes, I do social media full time. My husband in April of last year, so a full year now, left his structural steel detailing job to do content creation with me, help me run the house and all of that. So we both do it together full time. I probably had worked social media for a year and a half or 2 years before we got to the point where my social media income would cover the cost of our household and allow him to work with me. but it was like slow and intentional, purposeful work. So, and now I get to do my full-time job with my best friend. So
it's so cool. I love you
think I
guys.
could ever get my
Happy
husband
birthday,
to do
Chris,
that.
by
I
the way.
wish.
he says like,
Sorry, somebody said something.
Oh, I was saying I wish I could get, because my husband's like super organized and detail oriented. Like I would do anything if he would just like run my business, but because I'm like so spacey and like just creative pretty much. I'm like, please, I'm like, can you just please come
Pretty
organize my
consistent.
business for me? And he's like, no.
No.
he was doing structural steel detailing work. Like that is so detail oriented. So I'm like, I need help. Organize my life. And he does amazing.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, no, I don't want my husband to work with me. No.
Well, yeah,
Yes,
that's
Cody.
kind of true. Maybe
I'm
God
good
knows
to
what
be
he's
like,
doing.
I'm good to be like, honey, look at that page. That was fun, huh? Okay. I'll see you later. That's the name of my game. All right. Anybody else? What do we have going on? We are 30 minutes over. We have taken the time. I'm happy to see you, Christy. Hi. Okay. We're ending it. Thank you everybody for coming here. I really appreciate it. Use the digital launch pad. Get active in the comments. Please let people know if you guys found value here. Please let people know on socials that you found value with us. We will see you at the workshop. Tell your friends. Yes, exactly, Amanda. And we are here to make this online business a reality for you. So if you have any questions, I am extremely responsive. I know all of our experts will be extremely responsive. We are here for you. And we are excited to work with you. Okay. Do you want to close us out in prayer, Amanda?
Yeah, we're
Shannon.
I am.
yes, and we got new videos coming out because we've been switching to long form content since we're doing all kinds of travel. So yeah, come hang out on our YouTube as well. All right, I'm gonna pray real quick. You guys, I'm gonna pray, all right? Tell my family that everyone's in our kitchen right now. Father God, I thank you so much for these beautiful ladies. Lord, I thank you for their homes and their families. I thank you for just the thoughts and ideas and creativity on their hearts and minds and their desire to help others and their desire to build an income for their own households and their families. God, I pray that you just bless the work that their hands, you put their hands to. God, I pray just encouragement, and I pray that they have focus from distraction, and they have just that you put work before them that is beneficial to them and to their homes. We thank you, God, for everything that you do for us. We love you, and we pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies. You're the best.
Bye.
We will see you next week.